Oh no, Gage, you're getting 14 stitches in your hand. You are such a trooper. Oh my God. All right, well, hello everybody. I'm feeling more and more like Mr. Rogers. Except I don't change into another pair of shoes, I just go barefoot. Won't you please, won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor? Hello everybody and welcome to another Wednesday night Sacred Pipe Ceremony. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. I am here on the shores of the Cedar River. We are going to do Sacred Pipe Ceremony. I will tell you all about that as I am setting up my altar here. And I was, hi Lasati, yay! How are you, my friend? Did you ever find a tarot teacher? I'm hoping you were able to start learning about those cards and stuff, because I know you're going to go places. Awesome, awesome, Gage. You so deserve a rest. Oh my God, that's crazy. You know, my teacher, Sandra Ingerman, who pretty much taught me everything I know about shamanism. Not everything, but she used to be a fire jumper. So that is some, wow. I can't, I am so in awe of you. I can't imagine what it takes to do that work. So thank you. Okay, everyone. Well, again, I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. We are down here on the Cedar River. Oh, I'm sorry, Lasati. I was going to connect you with a friend of mine who is an amazing tarot reader, but she recently passed away. So that is out. I might have someone else. Lasati, email me, okay? perchingwolf@hotmail.com. And I will see, I have someone else in mind that teaches tarot, and I'll see if she would be willing to help you out. She's been reading tarot for a really, really long time. So, oh my God, Gage, your gloves got burnt, so you, oh my God. Splinter because you took up the axe raw-handed. Oh my God. All right. Getting distracted. Let me show you where we are. So I won't go too far because there's a fisherman there that I don't have permission. But this is the river. I'm under this bush because, as you can see, the sun is still really bright. And a lot of times I'll be sitting out here, but as I realized, I am a woodland creature who loves sun, but loves watching it from the shade. So we are back in the shade, but here's where we're sitting in my little log with my up-to-date cutting edge phone holder. So that is where we are, and when I set sacred space, that's where we're going to be together. Cage, you're a danger child. So let's get my phone set up here. There we go. More or less. And I was actually a little late because I was, if you don't know, I have been I have been spreading my wings on TikTok lately. Oh my God. Okay, so we've got people comparing war wounds. Gage got a sliver in his hand, raw handing an axe while he was fire jumping. Lasati had a dog bite a hole in her hand. Gotta hand it to ya. Anyway, okay. Focus. So we are gonna do sacred pipe ceremony, and I will explain that in a second as I am setting up my altar. But like I said, if you're not aware, I've been having a lot of fun doing TikTok videos. In fact, I did a couple before this. There's someone behind me. Just the green man. There's always someone behind me. Okay. Oh. The little white buffalo went walkabout. Okay. What are we doing, you might ask? We are going to do sacred pipe ceremony. And what that is, it's an ancient Lakota ceremony. 19 generations ago, a spirit woman named White Buffalo Calf Woman came and at a time of great hunger and thirst. What do I do if I forget important things? You know what? On some level, it doesn't matter, Gage, because all these things on my altar, sacred as they might be, as powerful as they might be, they are only tools. You don't need anything to do ceremony. I mean, if you're going to do pipe ceremony, you kind of need a pipe. But, like I've told people before who are trying to like quit smoking or keep talking down themselves because they're still smoking, I'm like, well, just approach it as something sacred, right? And smoke your cigarette as though it were a sacred pipe. Honor the spirit of the tobacco. Honor the spirit of the ancestors. You know, attach prayers to every time you breathe out a breath of smoke, send your prayers with it. And I don't promise that will keep you from getting like cancer or anything like that, but I'd be willing to bet that if you were able to track something like that, that it would make a difference. But anyway, the most important ingredient in ceremony is intention. And so I always know that I have exactly what I need when I need it. And if I forgot something, then that means that there's something else that I need to include, like something else I have with me that can take the place of whatever that is. Or I can just set the intention that spirit is still with me or whatever. But there's this really good book. I actually hadn't read the whole book, but it's called The Circle Within. And it's about this woman who started practicing witchcraft, Wicca, in her conservative Christian parents' house when she lived at home. And so she couldn't do couldn't have a little cauldron, couldn't have an athame, she couldn't have candles. And so she learned how to create kind of an inner. Awesome, Lasati. I will get back to you probably by tomorrow or the next day. Awesome. I'm excited for you. I am really excited for you because I know you're gonna go places with that. Anyway, and so you don't need any of these things to do sacred ceremony or to connect to spirit because you are always connected to spirit. There is never a time you are not connected to spirit. You are spirit. So, but that's a good question. It's like, crap, I forgot this candle or I forgot this. It might be that either the timing is wrong, like, okay, I have to wait, I better wait until I have that item. Like if I couldn't find if my white buffalo had really gone walkabout, I couldn't find him, it wouldn't have prevented me from doing this. I just would have called in the spirit of white buffalo more intently when I get to that part of the ceremony. So this is a sacred pipe, a chanupa, and the chanupa is the most sacred spiritual item to the Lakota people. As I said, 19 generations ago, White Buffalo Calf Woman brought the original pipe to the Lakota people. And it was a time of conflict, a time of starvation, game was scarce, it was drought, people were bickering, and so she brought the pipe as a way, as I say in one of the prayers, she brought the law of good relations. Not only between the people, but between the people and the earth. It said that at that time, the people had forgotten their connection to Mother Earth, and that is why the game was scarce. That's why there was drought, why there was so much conflict between the people and between, with themselves and trying to make life work. And so she brought the pipe. Gage, what if you forget the pipe? Then I would do a simple ceremony, just me. I would probably meditate or do a shamanic journey. And what would I do? If I really wanted to do pipe and I didn't have my pipe, I would, you could use a stick in place of it. Because as if you've been watching me for a while, there's times when I do this in my living room where I can't actually light the pipe, but I can still do the pipe ceremony because we still fill the tobacco in the bowl. We can still like draw the tobacco energy into our mouths and blow the prayers out. And if I didn't have my pipe, I could hold a stick as the pipe and call in the spirit of my pipe, right? Because everything has a spirit, right? Everything has a consciousness. Everything is alive. And so just like when I said sacred space in a minute, and I call in the spirits of earth, air, fire, water, etc., I can call in the spirit of my pipe to be with me. And I could even, like if I do a shamanic journey, I could actually smoke my pipe in the journey, not in the physical realm. But that's a really good question. And I actually, during my very first vision quest, my teacher was not a pipe carrier, but she had a corn. She called it a corn pipe. It was like a corn dolly, like a pipe made out of corn, and she had it wrapped. And I actually carried that on my first vision quest because I wasn't yet a pipe carrier. But I could still honor it and connect to the ancestors with the spirit of the pipe, the spirit of the chanupa, and connect, like with the pipe, when I have my pipe, one of the things when I light the pipe, I always touch the bowl to the earth as I'm lighting it. And that way, as I'm breathing in, as I'm drawing in the air to light the pipe, I'm also drawing in from the earth the medicine and the energy of the original Chanupa. And so, like Sandra Ingerman said, my teacher, she's like, in shamanism, there's no such thing as symbology. If I picked up a stick and said, this is my pipe, this would be my pipe. And the spirit of that pipe is right here. And because the universe is a giant hologram, right? And everything is present everywhere all the time. Anyway, so I hope that answers your questions, Gage. Thanks for asking them. Before I go any further, I do want to set my sacred space at our sacred space. And so I drum and I call in, like I just said, the spirits of earth, air, fire, water, the spirits of the upper world and the lower world, and the compassionate spirits of the middle world. So basically creating an energetic container around us. And if you're watching this, you are included in that sacred space. Hello, B. And you'll basically be right here on the bank of the river with me. So spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Now you're just being goofy, Gage. I don't understand, Lasati. You meant to put happen. Gage, if your next question, what if you forget yourself? That is the whole point of ceremony, is to remember yourself. So if I forget myself and I realize I forgot myself, that is the perfect time to sit down, set sacred space, find that stillness within and connect to spirit. That's the purpose of ceremony, is to align yourself on all levels and to remember who you really are. So, all right. So the pipe, as White Buffalo Calf Woman told the Lakota people when she first brought the original pipe, she taught them how to smoke it in a sacred manner, taught them how the stem of the pipe is the divine masculine, and the bowl of the pipe is the divine feminine. So when we put the pipe together, it's all of creation. It's kind of like the yin yang. It's the divine presence. When the pipe gets put together, it's until it comes apart is one giant prayer. For the people who were nomadic at the time, this was church, so they could bring church with them anywhere they went. And I still think of it that way. When I bring my pipe and I do pipe ceremony, wherever I am, it's like I'm going to church. This is church for me. I put the pipe together, and I am, no matter where I am on sacred ground. I am in sacred space and connected to Creator. Oh, Lasati, you were responding to Gage. You weren't sure how that would happen. How would you forget yourself? It's actually not that hard. if we're like in the, you know, the rat race, the routine hamster wheel of daily life, and there's a certain hypnosis that happens, and we do forget who we are. In fact, and it's funny because right after I posted it, a dragonfly started buzzing around here, like, yay, you were talking about me. But the story goes that once upon a time there was this great and mighty dragon, and like most dragons, he was very arrogant and loved to boast about his powers and his magic. And one day Coyote got tired of listening to his bragging and thought someone needs to take him down a notch. And knowing of no one better equipped than himself, he volunteered. He went up to this giant dragon, all-powerful dragon, said, I bet you're not magic enough to make yourself that big. The dragon laughed in his face and turned himself into a dragonfly. The thing is, Moon Honey, hi! Yes, dragonfly, nature's fairies. They totally are. They're like the gatekeepers to the fae. Anyway, so he turned himself into a dragonfly, and when he turned into the dragonfly, he got caught in his own illusion. He got caught in the appearance and believed himself to just be this tiny, small, fragile little body. He still had all his power and all his magic, but because he was taken in by the appearances, by the surface, he thought all he was this little body. And so that story is to remind us that even though we might feel like fragile human beings, physical, fragile humans, that we still have all the power of the universe behind us, within us. And that, you know, we come here in the form of humans, remembering that we are dragons, metaphorically, so that there's an interface so we can speak to humans. I'm not saying that I'm a dragon and I'm better than other people or, you know, humans, and I'm just, I'm actually more of a unicorn than a dragon. But, you know, when we come in remembering who you are, or you awaken to greater and greater truths of who you are, it's like you become the interface. You can plug into other people and speak to them, bring those things through, that because you're showing up with a human face rather than this giant fiery dragon that would make people freak out and run for the hills, you're able to bring to them more wisdom, more remembering than they might ordinarily receive. So when you see a dragonfly, is to remember that all that power of dragon is already within you. That the appearances, you are not just the appearances. You are not a human you're not a spirit. No, you are not a human having a spiritual experience. You're a spirit having a human experience. That's the essence of that story. So go look on I just uploaded it on TikTok. So I got a video of a dragonfly zipping around. And it's so funny that you said that, Moon Honey, that dragonfly is nature's fairies. I swear that dragonfly, as I'm filming it, he looks more like a fairy than the dragonfly. So anyway, I divest. Bringing it back to center. So the sacred pipe has been here for 19 generations. The original pipe is still held by Chief Arvel Looking Horse, who is the 19th carrier of the White Buffalo pipe. And you know, at that time, it was really about unifying the tribe, the nature of good, the law of good relations within the tribe. And nowadays, as the world gets smaller and smaller in a way and bigger in another way, it's about connecting all races of humans into one tribe. You know, fairies are real. I work with the fairies. And when it comes, like, we have such a dichotomy, as humans do. We're always thinking in terms of good or bad. If it's not something we like, it's bad, right? If it's not for our agenda, it's bad. And the fairies aren't really good or bad. They just have a different agenda than ours. Sometimes those agendas line up, and that's where we think we have good fairies. Sometimes those agendas are at conflict with each other, and that's when we think we have bad fairies. But it's like the Fae are like a whole nother nation that needs to be respected and honored and approached. They are not like we have spirit guides and we have ancestors, right? That their purpose is to guide us. Fairies are not. They can be. I really shouldn't generalize, with absolutes, but for the most part, fairies are not spirit guides. They can volunteer for it. There can be a resonance there, but for the most part, fairies are here for their own purposes, just like the trees are here for their own purposes. The stones are here for their own purposes, right? And so it's just a matter of approaching them with honor and recognizing them, right? So if you have fairies in your house, which I do, I live with fairies, honor them. And one thing you can do if you don't have pets, or if you could put it someplace where your pets can't get it, is put out, like, every once in a while, put out a dish of like milk and honey, and just set it on the counter, set it up on a shelf where they can get it. And it's not going to disappear like they actually drank it or anything, but they can take in its essence. And when you start to work with them, they're not so bratty. They just appear to be brats because they do things that kind of conflict with what we want. You have a garden gnome that eats the fairies, that lives under your Grammy's bed. Interesting. See, that's what I mean. Like, there's a whole different dynamic between the different fairy races that is so different from us that we couldn't even understand the politics or the dynamics of it. But I do something called fairy doctoring, which is similar to soul retrieval, if you know what that is. The soul retrieval is where I can go and, like, when people have trauma, part of their soul breaks off, part of their psyche goes off. We call it disassociation, but in shamanism we call it soul loss, and that part of the soul kind of goes off to protect itself. And in soul retrieval, a shaman can go out into the spirit realm, find those soul parts that went off to protect themselves, and bring them back to the person so that they can heal and be more whole. And as I've come to learn, sometimes those soul parts, rather than just sitting out there someplace waiting to be returned, sometimes in order to balance the energy between our world and their world, the fairies will take those soul parts into their realm to help balance the energy. And so I have kind of my fairy godmother. I have this this fairy who is kind of the liaison between me and the fairy realm. And if it seems like someone might have a soul part in the fairy realm, I go to her, and she sends one of her minions out to get that soul part and bring it back into our realm and back to the person. So the ones that are in your house are bad because they come out of the spiritual portal that's in the yard. You already got them out. Okay, good. So, anyway, back to the show. So, I never know what's going to come up. I never know what I'm going to end up talking about. It's all good. I love talk. I could talk about this stuff for hours. So, anyway, so with the pipe, we smoke it to recognize the unity of all races, to recognize and honor the differences of the different, the medicine wheel symbol, if you know what that is, it's like a circle with an X in it, and each quadrant is a different color: red, white, black, and yellow. And among other, okay, good night, Lasati. Sweet dreams, Lasati. I'll get back to you at least within a day or two. Okay, I'll return your email. So the medicine wheel with the 4 colors, those 4 colors, among other symbology, are the 4 races of humans. And so we smoke the pipe to recognize all the nations of humans, all races, as under one sacred hoop, one tribe, one family. And that's why it's still so pertinent today to smoke the pipe. So that's a little about the pipe, just to give you kind of a run through of what the ceremony itself is going to look like, so you can follow along. Stitches are done, Gage, but they hurt. We'll send you some extra energy and healing through the ceremony. We'll see if we can help alleviate that hurt. So the first part, I already set sacred space, so we're already in sacred space. So the next thing I'm going to do is light some sage. I got some cedar here with me. I felt like cedar was important to bring with tonight for some reason. And I'm going to smudge everything. I'm going to smudge myself. I'm going to send some smudge through my phone to you. Smudge everything here on my altar. And then I'm going to raise my pipe and say a prayer asking permission to smoke in this place at this time. And assuming the answer is yes, that's when I will put the pipe together. And then I will put 4 pinches of tobacco into the bowl of the pipe. And that part I do out loud, so you'll hear the different prayers I say as I'm putting the tobacco in the pipe. And it's just tobacco. People ask that all the time. It's like, are you smoking weed? It's like, no, just tobacco. And so it's kind of like, I always think about like making cotton candy. You know how you get the cone and you put it in the cotton candy machine, and you kind of roll it around and it collects the the strands of the cotton candy. It's kind of that same thing as I say these prayers. And I kind of put that tobacco out in a circle, in a spiral, kind of collecting those prayers and everything, then putting them into the pipe. Um, and then once my pipe is filled, I have a song that my guides taught me. White Buffalo Calf Woman, who I mentioned earlier, is one of my main spirit guides. And she taught me a song to sing before um, each ceremony that I facilitate. Hi, nobody. Nobody, I never got your email. I looked, I didn't see an email from you. Try it again. Or even better, you can go to my website, perchingwolfstudios.net, and there's a contact page. And you can send me a message from there, and that will let me know what your email address is, and I can respond to you from there. Okay? I looked, I promise you, I looked for an email from you, and I never saw one. I don't know why it didn't come through. But we will talk, okay? And I love you. I don't lie. Why would I lie? Email me, nobody. Try it again, or go through my website, okay? I will talk to you, I promise. I promise. So, okay, so then I will sing this song that I was taught. Then is when I will light the pipe, and I will start to smoke. I'll take a big puff, and I will aim my pipe at one of the directions and blow that smoke blessing out to that direction. I'll take another puff, blow it to the next, in all four directions, to Father Sky, to Mother Earth, and then in a circle for all our relations, and then straight up to Creator. And then I'll pause for a moment of silent prayer with the stem to my forehead and the bowl to my heart. And then when I come back, I will relight the pipe, and the first thing I will do when I light it the second time is take great big puff of smoke in my mouth, and I will blow it straight at my camera. And that is a blessing coming to you. So if you have prayers and intentions, that's the best time to either voice them or think them, set those intentions, or to just open your heart to receive the blessings coming to you. Receive the answers, receive the guidance, whatever it is that you're needing at the moment. Open your heart to receive it at that point. And then I will go on to smoke the pipe and blow for different intentions of my own intentions people have asked me to pray for. And if you ever have prayers that you want help with, I have a little booklet I keep in my tobacco pouch where I write intentions that others ask me to pray for. So if you want to turbocharge your prayers or have someone else helping you, that booklet stays on my altar, and it's here every time I do pipe ceremony, which is pretty much every day. And so I am constantly recycling those prayers. It's kind of like one of those Tibetan prayer wheels, right? You spin that wheel and that releases the prayers, right? I keep those prayers on my altar, and I always blow a puff of smoke toward them to reiterate them and release them to spirit. So I will continue to smoke, and then when it feels complete, I will raise my pipe again. I will say another prayer, and that second prayer, that last prayer is usually comes through in light language. So if you've heard of that, you know what that is. It's gonna sound like just sounds. It's not gonna make sense to you unless you speak that language, whatever language it is. But it comes through with just syllables. I don't know what language it is, but it's similar to speaking in tongues. And I channel it through. It comes through with different words. And so rather than trying to figure out what I'm saying with your mind and listening with your ears, listen with your heart and feel feel the frequencies and the vibrations coming through those words. And once I'm done with that prayer, I've got one more song I sing at the very end, and that, and then I will take the pipe apart, and that will be the end of our ceremony. And because I spoke so much before the ceremony, I probably won't have much time to speak afterwards. But so that is what it is going to look like. Again, thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps me out, that helps others find me. Please share this video. The more, the merrier. I had one of my spirit guides come in, and I asked him about if it was okay for me to be doing this online, and he told me that in order to have the ability to reach so many people at one time and not to use it would be tragic. So out into the interverse, as far as it can go, and let's do ceremony, shall we? May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. Oh. grandmother, grandfather eagle, we send a voice. We ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. All our guides and guardians watch over us as we smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, Twabin, Shanadisi, Majikiwas, and Waboose, there is always room for you in my pipe. Creator, Earth Mother, for the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all our relations come smoke with us. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, for the energy of birth, growth, maturity, the spirit realm and our ancestors, may all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo calf woman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, yo. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, yo. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, yo. grandmother, grandfather, eagle. We send another voice. Anapa ha tapaho, tashakatana, hey, lalabaho, tanamakadai, talaha pa ho ho katapai. Tatatapaha namalo, talahe takatapapaha namao, tashaka, hey, tapanamao, talahe lama pataka, hey, tuluhu malapatai, tanaga, hey, takatapaho, tapa hanamatai, talaha tamaho katapai, talaha ha namakabu, talahe na mapapaha, talaho katapai, tapaho tai, tamalaha kapatai, tao. Ihi lai ho, 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 ihi. Oh. Oof. Oof. If you've been with me for a while, you know the ceremony's not over till I say oofda. That's Minnesotan for amen, or so be it, or it is done. Whew. So yeah, I don't have a lot of time to talk at the moment. We're almost at our time, but I hope this touched you on some level. I hope. To me, I was raised Catholic, so I was literally born into ritual and ceremony. And this is hands down the most powerful, profound ceremony that I have ever experienced. So, and I feel so honored and privileged to be able to share it with others, to let others know the power that is out there, the power that is in here, meaning inside of you, because that's what this does, is it awakens that power we were talking about earlier, the power, the remembering of who we are. So again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been doing these videos for 8 or 9 years now, something like that. So I have tons of videos that if you ever feel like you need to sit in sacred space, you can pull up one of these pipe ceremonies and just listen, or just fast forward to the part where I'm doing the ceremony and just experience that sacred space, that ceremonial space, to connect to spirit, to realign. Or I also do Monday night readings. I do the first 5 people Monday nights that say yes in the comments get a 1-card medicine card reading. And I have tons of those videos as well. So if you ever need guidance, you can pull up one of those, choose a number between 1 and 5, or whatever number cards it is. Over the years, the number of cards have changed, and just see what that card. I promise that somewhere in that what I say, there will be a message for you. I have other songs and stories and different things, and I'm hoping to get to a point where I can start uploading some of my TikTok videos onto my YouTube channel as like shorts and stuff, so that give you a little more of a diversity of what I have to offer and who I am, etc., etc. So, please share. Like I said, please share my video. The more people, the better. The more people who are exposed to this energy, this love, this power, the better. right? And the time for hiding these things is over, and it's time to start sharing these things. Not in a willy-nilly kind of way, but in ceremonial space, in, within traditions, and bringing in new energy, etc. But, and if you would like to, if you enjoyed this, if you felt something from it, and you would like to reciprocate, I also have my PayPal and Venmo links in the description under this video. This is my day job, so this is how I make my money. So anything you give goes straight to me to support me, help me keep a roof over my kitty's head and food in her little tummy. And it helps me to be able to focus on doing these videos, doing readings and healings for people, doing classes, etc. So anything you give is met with such gratitude. I don't have the words for. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one for readings or healings or teachings, oh my, you can visit my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. Learn more about me. You can see the different shamanic services I offer, and you can set up a session with me either for medicine card reading or for shamanic healing or mentoring. I mentor people one-on-one. If you're looking for, if you've had an awakening experience, you're not sure what's going on, or you've had a shift, or you want to go deeper into your path, that's what I do. So I would be honored to be your teacher. You can, like I said, learn more about me on my website. You can sign up right from my website to do any of those things. And so let me release our sacred space before I forget. I keep forgetting to do that, and then I have to do it after the video. I had a friend who we did a ceremony in Seattle, and it was such a beautiful ceremony that when we got done, we all forgot to release the sacred space we had set. And so the woman that facilitated it woke up at 3 in the morning with her spirit guides poking her on the shoulder saying, hey, hey, remember us? Hey, hey, hey. And so she ended up getting in her car at 3 in the morning, going to this park in the middle of Seattle somewhere with her drum and releasing the sacred space. So if I ever forget at the end, know that I always do remember after the video, like, oh crap, I forgot to do that. So, but we're gonna do that on video now. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Our work for now is done, but you are always welcome in my circles. Thank you for welcoming us into yours. Wow. All right, my friends, thank you again so much for spending some time with me, supporting me by watching the video. That means the world to me, and this is one of the highlights of my week. I love doing this so much. So thank you for supporting that. Thank you for making it possible. And I hope to see you next week. Until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Go shining. All right.